President Biden used his first State of the Union address last night to voice U.S. support for the people of Ukraine and condemn Russian President Vladimir Putin in his strongest terms yet.
NBC 10's Lauren Mayk was in Washington for the speech. She talked to lawmakers about what happens next, and she joins us live in the newsroom. Lauren?
Hey guys, we just pulled back into town about an hour ago, and the next step for Congress is figuring out exactly what the aid to Ukraine will look like and how quickly they can get it out. One senator involved in the effort tells me he hopes it can get to the president's desk by the end of the month.
President of the United States.
After tough talk from President Biden against Russia, the question of action on Capitol Hill.
How much do you think Congress is willing to do for Ukraine?
I think Congress is willing to do a lot for Ukraine.
From flags to standing ovations, there were signs of bipartisan support last night for stopping Russia and supporting Ukraine. Congresswoman Susan Wild represents the Lehigh Valley, home to a large Ukrainian American community.
What I'm hearing is, please do everything that you possibly can.
They have, she says, also asked for a no-fly zone over Ukraine.
Well, what I tell them about a no-fly zone, I think they already know. We know that there's the substantial potential of that leading to World War III, which is also not good for the Ukrainian people.
What is in the works is aid for Ukraine. Senator Chris Coons from Delaware is among the senators working on the legislation.
I think there's going to be a robust and bipartisan bill to specifically help respond to the crisis in Ukraine.
What can you tell us at this point about what that's going to look like?
It's going to be somewhere between $8 and $10 billion. It'll provide relief to likely several million refugees.
The help, he says, would also include aid for allies taking in those refugees and assistance for Ukraine as it fends off Russia.
More Javelin anti-tank missiles, more Stinger anti-air missiles that'll help the Ukrainians fight and defend their freedom.
President Biden last night again stating the U.S. will not send boots on the ground into Ukraine.
Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that, and I think that that's something that was loud and clear from people in my district as well. You know, I think there's a recognition that not only is that something that could be escalatory.
Congressman Andy Kim represents parts of South Jersey. In the wake of the January 6th attack, he's described a toxic environment in the Capitol. Now,
has Ukraine changed that at all?
Not really. No, not really. I mean, I think that this is a moment where we're seeing some unity when it comes to how we talk about Ukraine. I don't necessarily see that in terms of the unity of what comes next, and also I don't see that branching out into other areas.
Well, Republican Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey today said he supports providing resources to Ukraine, but he also thinks more needs to be done more quickly on sanctions to, quote, make Putin pay a price he cannot afford. Senator Toomey wants secondary sanctions on Russian banks, saying that they can get around the existing ones. Well, I'll be back at 5:30 with more, including what it was like for a congresswoman who was in the House gallery on January 6th to return there last night. Live in the newsroom, I'm Lauren Mayk, NBC 10 News.